Welcome to another episode of the Muffed Sports Show. I'm your host, Hayden Haynes. Join me this week, Seth Killen, back at it,
Yes, sir.
Cody Hart, and then our guest of the week, Caleb Miller.
W.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Mr.
Happy to be here.
Mr.
Finally.
Father of two now.
Hey, man.
Congratulations.
Busy guy. I'm a busy guy now.
Busy guy.
Busy
Can
guy.
hardly ever talk to the boys, man, but he's got time for a mock.
And
So
he's
that's all
got
right.
he's got time to make some BS emails.
I like that.
The
The
email you
that you
sent.
posted to edit. That was clean. That was
That
funny.
was my boy Brax. He's not here today, but
Yeah,
I
Brack's
know.
ducking the smoke on us this
I
week.
know, man.
He's in a
saw the
little
email.
predicament.
Handle it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, appreciate everybody for joining. Thanks, Caleb, for being on. This is gonna be a fun show. Obviously, we're gonna talk about some NFL stuff to get going, just some rumors and trade talks, and just kind of some off-season free agent, destinations possibly. And then we're gonna get into a mock draft simulator on PFF. We're gonna go through, and we're all gonna kind of take turns picking for our teams, and also just go through that first round and kind of talk through what we think these teams are gonna do. I feel like we should do it to where, or I guess what we would do for the teams, not what they would do. So what we would do if we're the general managers of these teams. And then we're going to probably do another mock after the combine before the NFL draft. We're going to do a 2-round mock we just talked about with trades. Probably not on PFF for that, but we'll still be pulling up the stream, showing you guys, walking through our process. And then after that, we're going to talk tonight a little bit about NBA just because we are in full basketball mode. Obviously we love talking about football, off-season stuff, and there's clearly a lot of things that are going to develop. We got combine next week. Then we got, pro days at colleges. Always going to tune in to see who's doing the Zach Wilson 50-yard rollout bombs and who's getting overrated, who's getting glazed. So yeah, we're going to talk about that all off-season, but clearly let's dive into some NFL talk as of late. I guess the biggest thing I could start by, bringing up is just the Rams as a whole. Whether it was we first heard Cooper Kupp, we talked about on the show 2 weeks ago. He could be traded. Where would he go? Now it's Matthew Stafford. He possibly might get traded. Do they both get traded in the same kind of time? Do they wait to trade one before the other? I don't know. But let's just start with that. And let's also bring up, this is the second part of this topic, is that Aaron Rodgers clearly no longer going to be a Jet. They've announced that they're going to, part ways. I don't know if it was really mutual, but some reports stated that he was begging the Jets. Others have said that wasn't true. So that is to basically say Aaron Rodgers is no longer a Jet, but could possibly be rumored to be a bridge quarterback for the Rams if they somehow trade away Stafford and pick up Rodgers as like a vet minimum 1-year kind of guy, 1-year deal, which would be kind of crazy.
Would be kind of lit with Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Puka.
You think Devontae Adams is going to go too?
Devontae's going.
No, dude. You
He's
think so,
going.
really?
I don't know, but that'd be kind of cool.
The Chargers and Devontae Adams today. That's something I did see.
Bro, and we can talk about the new cap in the NFL, giving a bunch of people bread.
Oh, the cap space extension?
Yeah.
Yeah, they went up. I mean, most teams got about 10 more million to spend, and I mean, Steelers went up to 60 million.
Yeah, we got 60 mil to spend. I'm like, okay, let's cook.
So that's true. I mean, that plays a part to maybe, being more flexible to get a guy like Stafford on your team or Cup or whoever from the Rams. So let's talk about the Matthew Stafford part though, right? Caleb, what do you think? Because recently we've heard Matthew Stafford linked to the Giants possibly. I think they did hire his brother-in-law recently. And people speculate the Giants clearly don't have a lot of time to waste with their coach and GM who just got brought back. They have to win sooner than later. So do they go for a guy like a vet in Matthew Stafford?
Absolutely. I think for the Rams, this is the time for them to go in for something like this, just because this is a time in the NFL. We have what a lot of people are considering to be a weaker draft class for the quarterbacks. So if they want to capitalize on moving Stafford, this is pretty much their only time to do it right now. The Giants, yeah, I think they could. You mentioned his brother-in-law being on the team. The Giants could definitely, seems like there's a lot of a rush to compete now. And although they're in a tough division, I don't know how smart that is, but GM and ownership sounds like they're trying to do what they can to please the fans for now.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know what kind of demand that's going to be for.
Yeah. They said like today they said first round pick was where they would start if they're looking for Stafford to be traded.
That's
Um,
high.
That is pretty
yeah,
high. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
I don't know how realistic that is,
I don't
but
know about that
His
first
cap
round
hit
though.
if he's still, I think on the Rams, if they just kept him, his cap hit's like 45 or 49 million or something like that. It's in the high 40s though. And then something I forgot to mention, Cody, did you see? I don't know if you saw this. I'm trying to get you involved if you haven't, said anything. But anyways, I'm trying to remember. Did I send this to one of y'all? I think it was in our group chat, or maybe it was in the Muff Sports. It was about Malik Neighbors on Twitter talking about like a weird tweet. It was like 9+1
yes.
with a ram emoji or something. And it was kind of like maybe he's hinting at Stafford coming to the Rams.
Would that make Malik a must pick?
A
I
must.
mean,
It'd be a
or,
probably top 5 pick after last season.
right.
No?
He
I was
already
already probably
was.
top
Yeah.
five,
Yeah.
honestly.
So that would make him just
Damn.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Hit me.
I mean, look, you bring Matthew Stafford for 1 or 2 years. I think he's got 2 years left on this deal that he's got. He's 37. He's playing at still a solid level. I mean, he didn't have high elite stats because he started out the season with so many injuries to Puka and Cup. They weren't really together a lot. So he had like 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, but we saw what they looked like. Clearly the last half of the season, they won a lot of games. It might have been like 8 out of 10 or something to end the year. Won that division. They clearly took care of business the first round of that Vikings matchup, which we all thought was going to be a lot better than it was. Then
Yeah.
they played the Eagles. They went band for band with the Eagles pretty much that whole snow game. So I think for the second half, really, they kind of made it an interesting game. They had that chance to win. Does Stafford have enough in the tank to kind of, I don't know, at least give the Giants some hope? I mean, they do have a defense that is enticing as far as like their D line, like their Brian Burns plus Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence. I mean, they don't have a lot other than that on defense, but I mean, on offense, you got Tyrone Tracy, Malik Neighbors, Wando Robinson. They kind of can work with that for the meantime. I mean, I don't know what their cap space is looking like, but is there something there with the Giants if they just plug in a Matthew Stafford? Like, is there a way they can make the playoffs? And I mean, they did it with Daniel Jones not too long ago.
There's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way. I mean, they could do it. Is it most likely? Mm-mm. No.
Mm.
Are they better than the Cowboys in that division
That
if they have Stafford?
Oh,
No.
I did. Well, think about this.
Yes.
Think about this. If you go
Yes.
back to
Yes.
Stafford, Stafford has been great, yes. But think about Stafford's career before he was on the Rams with McVay. He was on
Right.
struggling teams in Detroit. Like, I just don't see the difference.
Yeah.
You have a great receiver in the league. You named some other weapons and some other key players on their defense, but I don't know if they can elevate, especially in the division they're in, man. It's a tough time to be in that division.
Yeah. Washington Eagles, I mean, they went to the conference championship. So I mean, that alone is just like, what do you do about that? Plus Dak's coming back. Maybe the Cowboys get Genty. Who knows what else they do? I mean, they haven't been super aggressive in the offseason, but they could trade Micah Parsons for more capital. We've talked about that a little bit, but yeah. So I feel like that's a tough division. That one has been a little bit sneaky. Obviously, they weren't stacked a couple years ago. They were like one of those divisions like the NFC South that were pretty weak, and then they kind of flipped the script. And now they have a top heavy division, but could easily have three teams that are in the playoffs if the Cowboys get back on track. So I feel like I'm kind of with you. Like, I don't really think it makes a lot of sense for the Giants to do that, but at the same time, it does because it's like you brought back Brian Dayball and Shane, the GM. So I feel like it's like they gotta do something because it's like, what did you really waste those 3 years for? Like, why were you messing around with Daniel Jones? Why did you get brought back? I mean, clearly they think that you guys have a plan to get a quarterback that's won some games to get you somewhere because you're not just gonna, I don't know, like everybody's just plugging in Shador Sanders. Like, that's gonna buy you no time if you get him and he's like a 3 and 14, 15 quarterback, whatever it is. Like, I don't think that's probably the route they go. I do kind of feel like this Stafford thing is on the table for him. And I feel like if I'm going to have to bet on something right now, I'd probably lean the Rams are always that team that's trying to like get ahead of the curve. And like they're trying to go ahead and send players out. They wanted to send Cup out early on in the season. They didn't because they started winning. They've sent Goff for Stafford originally, got that championship. They do things the right way. I feel like they're looking at Puka. They're looking at the young defense with Jared Verse and Fisk and some of those other guys. And they're like, look, we draft pretty pretty damn well. And we know like how to coach with Sean McVay. He's 39 and he's got us to Super Bowl. Clearly, they're just like, we have Jimmy G. I saw today Jimmy G would be the starter if they had to, just to bridge that. But it's one of
That's
those things
crazy.
that they're thinking long term here. So I respect that aspect of them, but at the same time, who knows? Maybe they just keep Stafford.
I don't know.
But
I kind of like the Giants thing.
yeah,
I mean, Stafford started with Calvin Johnson, didn't he?
he did. Yeah.
I mean, we talk about him having a little rough with the Lions, but that was, I feel like, after Calvin, right?
Well, Gators were bad because they never had a team around them.
Yeah.
There was just them.
Absolutely.
I guess they got Malik. They got Tyrone Tracy, who's kind of coming out of a shell.
I mean,
They got,
he's looking like a possible starter for a few years for sure.
and then they got Greg Dulcich as the
They,
tight end. He's all right, I guess. I don't
him
know
and
if he was
No,
Theo
Theo
Johnson.
Johnson. That's
Theo
the guy
Johnson.
left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Theo Johnson. I got him in Dynasty.
Yeah, there you go.
Big
Balling hard.
brain.
Well, what
And then, I
about
mean,
Rodgers?
they got Brian Burns too
Yeah, like
on
the
the defense.
defense.
The
That's a little-
defense
that's
isn't too bad.
far down. Brian Burns is a little
Eh.
This guy's salty because he's not on the Panthers anymore. Oh, Spider, he's not on the Panthers.
He
It's
should have been
okay.
on the Rams actually, but that's
Yeah,
another story.
that is
Rodgers could be good there too, maybe.
true.
I don't know.
So,
I feel like right now Stafford is a little bit better than Rodgers.
are you talking about
Just
Rodgers
from,
on the Giants? Because I was talking
yeah.
about Rodgers on the Rams. What would that look
Oh, I
like?
mean that would be pretty crispy
Says
I
too.
honestly could
so.
see a bidding war happen for Rodgers because I think this time right now in the NFL, a short-term contract is like the best possible outcome.
Yeah.
So looking for bridge quarterbacks. I don't know how many people really want to sign someone like Darnold to a longer-term contract or maybe
Mhm.
Fields to a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
If you can get a 1-year deal done with Rodgers, that's perfect.
Yeah. So you brought up Fields. I just want to segue to that topic. I don't want to spend too much time on all this before we do the mock, but Justin Fields and the Jets have been linked up. I don't know if that's like confirmed, but it seems like that's a rumor that's out there. Do you think the Jets go more of a bridge young quarterback in a Fields or a Darnold or Daniel Jones? Like, what does that look like?
If the Jets do that, they're cooked.
You think so?
I think they're cooked. Not because Justin's bad, but I just think because if they trade Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams,
Well, Devontae's
and
a
I
free
mean,
agent.
and then they're already talking about trading Garrett too, and then
Yeah.
Garrett wants out, and I mean you
But
give.
what if they bring his old quarterback in, him and Fields?
Yeah, I guess you got a
I love
point
him.
there.
I mean, that's
Or
heard.
bring him on over to the Steelers.
no, this doesn't work like that.
Bring him on over.
No,
Come
no.
on.
Y'all gonna have this. No,
We
you're
got
gonna
that
have to
cap space. Come on over.
look,
Okay, as
man.
we'll draft another diva, don't worry.
With the Steelers' first pick of the draft,
I mean,
we're gonna.
we don't even know what our wide receiver from the last draft class looks like.
Oh yeah, I
Roman
didn't even
Wilson.
see
He
the
didn't even.
field.
We didn't even play him.
Yeah,
Forgot
I forgot
about
about him.
Tomlin said, "Yeah, he's not game ready." When he was coming back, and then he got hurt again.
I felt bad
That's
because
rough.
I kind of thought he would be a decent.
I thought he was
player.
gonna be a Hemi,
He was
like a little Deontay Johnson,
college guy, you know.
from what I saw in them highlights. But I saw
Okay,
that
well,
bench.
let's talk about I guess one other thing before we get into this. So Justin, obviously we know could be a Steeler, he could be a Jet, he could go, maybe to the Giants. I don't know. But does this guy because
No,
I'm not gonna
please God,
I'm not
no.
trying to ruffle any feathers. And I'm skipping over Trevor
No.
Lawrence in a way, but I will bring it up. Trevor Lawrence and the Steelers are not going to happen. We talked about that in the group chat. He shut that down. But will this guy maybe be a Steeler? And that is Daniel Jones.
God, if it happens, we're so cooked.
Oh,
We're
my
so cooked.
Cody, I want to hear what you think about Daniel Jones being a Steeler as a guy that's not a Steelers fan. What would that look like to you? And Arthur Smith. What's that combination looking like?
Oh,
Cody's silent. You good, man?
Do what?
Did you hear what I said? I said, what do you think about Daniel Jones on the Steelers?
I mean, Steelers gonna have the first pick in the draft next year.
Yeah, damn.
That's all you got to say about that.
Arthur Smith
That's all you got to say.
and Daniel Jones. I couldn't think anything closer to hell than
No.
that right there, than that football season.
All right. The topic, like the first line of that I saw was like, Daniel Jones possibly could be a great fit to run the Arthur Smith scheme. And I'm
Dude,
like,
when I saw that, I wanted to just the first comment
but
on there. I
something
don't think
about that kind of makes sense
No, it doesn't.
in a weird way, dude. In a weird
Just
way. Because he's big and he's kind of like a Big Ben early on, where he's like physical running type of quarterback. But as
Big Ben.
I'm not saying he's
Compare Daniel Jones to Big Ben.
I'm saying the look is like on the field, you see a bigger
Oh,
quarterback
boy.
that can move.
Uh,
Maybe the
they,
Steelers are like sitting there doing the Birdman
they
hands.
see a big white man. They say get him on the Steelers. I
That's
said no,
exactly
get him
right.
off the Steelers.
You know, big on big. That's what they say. Big Arthur Smith. He knows big guys. He
Big
said,
on
Big old Dan.
man.
Big old Dan.
"What? Big Danny Dimes in the
Big
building."
old Dan can go on and be a
I could see Danny swinging those terrible towels on the sideline.
dude. If I see Daniel Jones swinging a terrible towel, I can't even speak.
You can't
I'm
even say
fumbling,
it.
I'm fumbling
You can't even
words,
say it.
bro.
That,
I'm gonna throw in the towel. It's over.
I'm not gonna lie. That was the funniest thing I saw this
Dude,
week.
the
Was
first comment on there, I can't even say it on the pod, but it was just awful. It was awful.
Daniel Jones or Quinn Ewers?
oh, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably go Daniel Jones.
Did we have to get Quinn? Can you
Quinn's
give me
just,
another option?
at least Daniel Jones could run.
I mean, at least I've seen what Daniel Jones can do in the
Yeah.
NFL. At
Right.
least he's not getting benched for Arch Manning.
Man. All right. Well, that's
I
it
don't
for
know.
the
I'm
little
scared.
off-season, rumors that we have for the week. But let's bring up the mock draft simulator, if you don't
Alright,
mind, Sir Seth.
Yeah.
And for the audience listening, we'll try to talk you guys if you're locked into this on Spotify or whatever. We're gonna try to talk through each pick, why we're picking, and maybe a little bit about the players. Some of these guys, will be honest, I know we all won't know. Like when we get to the second half of the round, we're not going to know every single DB or every single lineman. But we're going to do our best, at judging, like from what we know what teams need and stuff like that. So there's some guys we do know a little bit about, but how this is going to work is Cody's going to start with the first pick with the Titans. I think Seth's going to go second
Mhm.
with the Browns. I'll be third, and then Caleb will be fourth, right? I'll be Giants and he'll be Patriots.
Yeah, I put
then
the
we'll-
speed. I put the speed down to slow too. I don't know how
We
slow that'll
that's if
be.
you were to simulate some stuff, but we're
Okay.
not because we're picking for everybody. So you can go ahead and start it. And
Alright.
Cody, if you need us to scroll down, just let us know so we can. I'm sure you don't for the first pick, but so Seth, let me see though. Can we go to the players? How do we see?
Start
Yeah.
draft.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we
All
want
right,
to do
bet.
that.
There we go.
All right, and you can filter by positions and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
let's just have the full big board up first, and then if you want, we can just somebody can say I want to go to this position. So Cody, Titans are
Alright.
on the clock. Da-na-na, da-na-na, or whatever the sound is. What do you think you're gonna do if you're the Titans GM here?
If I'm the GM, if I'm at my big desk, about to pick my player, go ahead and scroll to the quarterbacks.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Making a big
hey,
move.
man.
So what's up with Will Levis, Cody? You gonna just keep him around for just vibes or what?
I'll probably work a concession stand, security. He's a big guy.
Put some
know?
mayo on those
He
hamburgers.
gonna make those sales on that mayo.
That's what I'm telling you. Might make a trade with the Mayo Company.
Send them
But-
over to Dukes.
Nah, first pick, Titan select, Mr. Cam Ward.
Wow.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think
Wow.
Cody, that's kind of what we've been talking about for a little bit now, right?
I've said that since we've drafted Will Levis. Get him out. I don't
Yeah.
like. This is our best opportunity to get the best, arguably the best quarterback in this draft. I mean, he is. He's the most ready. He's played 5 years in college. I mean, we saw what he did at Miami last year. I mean, he's an incredible athlete, incredible quarterback. I mean, it's obvious what we have to do. We got to take Cam.
We have to do.
That's crazy.
I love it. It is facts. It's
You got to
funny.
do it. So
No. What scares me? Hold on.
yeah, what's the downside? Like, what's the worst scenario if this it doesn't go your way?
Yo, people might think I'm crazy. I want a quarterback. I want Cam Ward. I need a guy who can prove himself. But I do not want Travis Hunter, man. I don't.
Really?
I don't.
Why
We
is
don't have
that?
a quarterback that he can make plays with. If we put him on that, even I mean, I get he's a great cornerback. Look, if we, he's a great cornerback, great player, probably the best player in this draft. But we need
Yeah.
a
He said,
quarterback.
we need our guy.
We need the Warden.
The warden.
He's going.
The
Warden is such a hard nickname,
It
though.
is a,
That's
it is a
tough.
hard nickname.
You gotta let him know. That's what he's got to go by.
But that's it, man. I need Cam Ward. That's my pick right
All
there.
right.
I like it. I like it.
Respect. Well, the second pick though, we got Seth on the clock for the Cleveland Browns. What are you gonna do here?
Man. I mean, honestly, if I'm the Cleveland Browns here and I see Travis Hunter still on the board, but I
Can
don't
I
know what.
can I say something real quick?
Yeah, talk to me.
What if they do trade Myles Garrett before the draft?
I think they will.
Because Abdul Carter's sitting right there.
Yeah, if they trade Myles Garrett, get a quarterback.
Mm.
Oh,
Kirko Chains.
Kirko Gang.
Kirk James, get him. He said, get him out the fact.
Bring me Myles Garrett. Come on.
I mean, if I'm the Browns, man. If
Such a
let's
weird
say
pick.
they didn't though. They
All right,
didn't.
they didn't
They didn't trade Myles Garrett
yet.
yet. Then I'm gonna have to go Travis Hunter.
I like
Yep.
it.
I
Got
mean,
to.
you got to.
Yeah.
Good, bro.
That's not a bad
All
pick. I
right.
mean, think about it. They could have him on defense alongside Denzel Ward. They have the best duo at corner
Yeah.
possibly, and you have him and Judy, which I feel like could be something. So,
Yeah.
third is gonna be me, I guess. And I'm the New York Giants here. We just talked about them. I'm gonna go the route. Let's just say, for the sake of the beginning of the pod, that they get Matthew Stafford in a trade. Okay. I'm gonna
Right.
say they get a first pick, but it's not gonna be this pick. I think they're gonna get a future like 2026 first. And I'm gonna say the Giants aren't going to get a quarterback because they're gonna have Stafford. They have their edges, so we're not gonna go Abdul Carter. They got some wide receivers. Um, let's see. We have a little bit of a predicament because if this is the reality, like they're not gonna be interested in obviously Shador or a Jackson Dart. So I feel like Abdul Carter is staring at me, but you do have Thibodeau on the other side of Brian Burns, so I just can't really see them going edge.
Yeah. That's fair.
Something's. I mean, look, if you're going all in with Stafford, okay,
You
I
need someone
feel
to help
like
him out.
you got to have something going, right? And can we see? Can we click
What's up?
analysis real quick on the top
Um,
next to trade? Okay. So most people are picking Shador, Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, Abdul Carter. Obviously,
yeah, that's.
I think. You know what? I'm going to hold up. I'm going to backtrack what I said because you didn't do the Myles Garrett theory. Let's just save that.
Yeah.
Let's just wait till we do the second mock draft. I'm going to stick to the chalk. I am going to say this is a mock draft situation where they don't have Matthew Stafford yet. Let's just stick
Okay.
to the
Yeah.
basics.
Yeah.
The
Let's do
first
that.
one.
Yeah.
And I will go chalk and I will go Shador Sanders,
Shador
quarterback.
Sanders. I
Because
mean, that's crispy.
I want to save the spice till we know more to the
A
second.
whole lot
one.
of yapping just to go QB, but okay.
Because if I do this all now, I feel like we're gonna have less to talk about when we do the second one. So
Yeah.
I was
And
waiting for you to blow my mind, bro.
yeah.
he was cooking. He was doing.
I was trying to cook, but I was
Problem
setting up everybody so they can stay tuned for the second one. So
I like it.
all right, on the clock. Got the Patriots at 4. Caleb, what are you gonna do here?
Let me catch it up real quick on my side so I can see what I got going on. All right, so Patriots. Can you pull up the long snapper position real quick? I'm kidding.
Jarvis, can you pull up the long snapper?
So when I look at Patriots, man, obviously the O line, you got Drake
Oof.
May, he's too good. You got to
Yeah.
protect, man. That's like the first initial thought that's screaming at me. They have a lot of needs though. Some might want Ted McMillan for this team, but I can't not do Will Campbell. I think is going to be a beast. I see him more probably playing on the interior, but I think he's gonna be great.
So Will Campbell.
Will
I
Kind
like
of a
it.
no-brainer pick so far out of all these other teams. I
Yeah.
feel
Got
like
to get somebody to
you
protect
gotta
Drake.
protect Drake
Yeah,
May.
you got to.
And I like that as a Drake May
There's some
dynasty
depth at
owner.
other positions in this class, so I feel like
Yeah.
things can be figured out for them.
All right, Cody. One of your rivals here, the Jacksonville Jaggies.
Oof.
They're trading their pick to the Titans. No, put a cornerback for me.
Corner.
Okay.
Wait a minute. They have this is where PFFs might be
Right,
tweaking.
bro. Don't even.
So Jade Barron is definitely not one on a lot of these mocks. It's always going to be Will Johnson for the most
Yeah.
part.
It's like I saw Ashton Genty at 5.
PFF does whatever they want sometimes.
But that's exactly who I'm taking is Will Johnson. They need some help on that outside. I mean, we saw last year they kept getting beat over the top.
They were getting burnt.
They were getting burnt. They need some help on the outside, and he's the best corner in the draft. Besides Travis Hunter, he's playing on the defense. But I think complete cornerback, Will Johnson's a beast. I mean, we saw what he did at Michigan. I mean, that's a no-brainer pick for the Jaguars. Like, that's a safe pick in my opinion. Like, he's going to be a stud.
I like that a lot. He is a clean prospect.
Clean.
So, Seth, you got
that
another
too.
interesting pick here with the Raiders.
Yeah. I mean, they need a quarterback, and that's something serious.
But there's not a home run quarterback in this draft or
Is
really in
this
At this
where
point.
someone reaches really far for someone else though at that position?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean,
here's
is
the
it-
reality though. If Abdul Carter falls to 6, somebody's about to be
This is
one
what I'm
lucky
saying.
guy.
So
Because
There's definitely gonna be one of these teams that are gonna be fading quarterback.
yeah. And I
You'd
could
be-
see it being the Raiders.
so
If not both,
their
honestly,
needs
but-
are all offense, QB, running back, wide receiver, and then
Yeah.
corner. So it's like, do you just go?
I mean, yeah, they do have Max Crosby, so
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you just stick
This
with
is the pick where I've seen Genty go the earliest as well.
Yeah.
In a lot of mocks.
they do need a running back.
and
I mean,
Pete
there's
Carroll loves
plenty-
to run that rock.
And there's plenty of. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. I mean,
There's a lot of running backs. There's a lot of wide receivers that are solid too, but I mean, do you want to take 1-6?
Quinshon Judkins being way down here is kind of crazy. No.
I do think he's going to be really good, but it's not. He's pretty much going like early second.
All right. If I'm the Raiders, give me Ashton.
Okay.
Give me
I like-
Ashton. I'm gonna assume that the Raiders do something in free agency here in the off season.
I like
Yeah.
that because that's like a culture change for them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few mocks though where they've like taken them, where like some NFL
Yeah.
units have
Yeah.
taken.
Yeah,
them.
it's
So
definitely realistic.
yeah, for sure.
So Jets are on the clock right here.
Judge from the clock, Hayden.
Okay. So Rodgers is out of the picture.
Rogers is at. And you got plenty
I'm-
of QBs here.
You
But
got to go.
Look, they brought in a new coach. Clearly, they don't really have a lot of weapons other than Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall. They're going to lose Devontae. I don't really know because the quarterback situation, I'm going to say, is going to probably be solved not this
Closer
year,
to.
but they're going to figure it out as they go. And I don't think they're going to get a quarterback right here. I think they're going to go best player available. And honestly, I mean, it's like, how is Abdul Carter? How is
yeah,
he at
dude.
7? But they have, like, look, they have Jermaine Johnson. They also have Will McDonald. Jermaine was hurt, but they're both really young and really good. So it's like another team. It's like, yeah, you could love Abdul Carter, but it's like, did they really need him? So I'm gonna go.
Let him go.
I'm gonna let him go just for your
Just
your
let him
sake.
go for the Panther.
No reason, bro. No reason.
No reason. But I'm gonna go with Tet McMillan here. Just give me a guy that can help out, just that offense. And it might be a reach, but at the same time, it's like something the Jets could do, right? They just go with a flashy pick. He's a big wide receiver next to Garrett Wilson, and then they bring in like a Fields or somebody. I don't know who exactly would save them, but something like that I could see being the route they go.
That's a spot where, in my mind, I could see them going for Tyler Warren, just because I think Conklin, I think, is a free agent.
I have seen that.
Ooh,
Just,
yeah, that'd be crispy.
Yep.
Well, this is a hard pick for me.
Fell into your lap.
The Panthers are super stacked at edge, so I just don't know. No, it all real, dude. In some universe, if Abdul Carter fell to us,
Mhm.
I would do backflips. I would do a handstand and take a shit while doing a handstand. I would go crazy. I would be
Realistically though, 100%. He, like, for people watching and listening, he's not going to 8. We all know this. Like he'll get somebody to trade up for, and like somebody
Yeah.
will get him 5
Honestly,
or 4.
like I was about to take him with the Jags, but I don't know.
They have Trevon Walker and
They
Josh
don't.
Hines Allen, so it's like they don't need him either.
Another player though, if this person were to fall to us too, that's an auto stack for me is Mason Graham. If that guy falls to us,
Yeah,
any of those two,
Scoop.
I'll come out feeling like a dub.
So you want
Because if the
defense?
Panthers
he
were
wants
sitting at
Abdul
number
Carter.
one, it would be one of those guys.
Yeah.
So in my
So-
mind, as of right now, before the combine and everything else we know. But I'm going Abdul Carter. Mason Graham is also enticing. Just because, dude, the depth in this class at edge, I've talked about this with Hayden, it's good, man. There's a lot of good edges in this
Yeah.
class.
Yeah, this is a good
You can even
class for
get some
defense.
decent guys in the second round. I've seen some.
Yeah, I like that. So Seth's, or no, Cody's back with the
Cody's back.
Saints.
Yep. I got the Bears next.
Ooh, the Aints.
Go to wide receiver for me.
Alrighty. There you go.
Uh-oh.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a stanky face to that.
Don't do it.
It's not. Go back to the regular screen.
Says I need wide receiver, tight end, and D line.
Hmm. You know what? No.
Ooh, Tyden. Oh.
They still have weapons on the outside. But do they?
Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave.
I mean, Olave's. I love Olave. I'm an Olave guy, but he's just too injury prone, man. I hate it for him because
Concussions, man.
I know.
He was getting beat up last year.
I wanna make if it was me, I'd make this pick because I really like this guy. But if it's
Well, do it as what you would do.
Yeah, you're the GM.
This
Alright.
this time around is what you would do.
when they were at their best, they had a great tight end. Give me Tyler Warren from Penn.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a good
Jimmy
point.
Graham. Yeah,
a good
that
point.
is true.
I would hate that though.
Wow.
You know what
Jimmy-
that would mean? It'd be Jesse Bates versus Tyler
Dude,
Warren.
Mason
every
Graham
game.
fell out of the top 10. It would just be ridiculous.
It would be.
It would be.
So Seth with the Bear
Get the Bears
dimes.
here. I can't help but
Dude, you gotta
go line,
give
right?
my boy
I
Jack.
definitely gotta do line because I can't fathom Jack doing anything but an O line here.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say there's one guy who sticks out in my mind.
So they have Josh Simmons ranked higher than Kelvin Banks.
Hmm.
Give me Banks.
I think
You like
Banks is
Banks?
solid.
Let's
yeah.
see. They got Will Campbell.
Oh my god.
Ashton Genty, 21%.
James Pierce? What are we thinking?
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, so what are you thinking here?
Thinking thinking O-line here for sure. I mean, I like Kelvin Banks. Kelvin Banks or Josh Simmons, I feel like you can't go wrong with if they don't
Yeah.
if Will Campbell obviously is getting scooped up.
I
So
think, yeah,
I'm gonna
makes
go with
sense.
the Buckeye here. Give me Joshy.
We know you like the Buckeyes.
I just
We
gotta
do like
say,
the
I
Buckeyes.
would hate my life if I watched San Francisco get Mason Graham.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
Yeah,
was-
you're right about that.
Stupid.
And they do need a D lineman here.
I'm
So
saying.
I'm the 49ers GM. Okay. So I mean, hey, like you said, you'd hate it. So I'm gonna do it. Give me Mason Graham to the 49ers because he's the 4th ranked player on this board. Definitely would be nice to go along Bosa. Yeah, I mean they need some interior pressure right there. So I'm gonna go good old Mason Graham to the 49ers.
I like it.
You alive, Seth?
Yep, I'm good. Sorry.
Cool.
All right, my bad.
So Mason Graham, the
Mason
Niners,
Graham.
backing up
Mason
Miami.
Graham.
All right, now Dallas. So a Dallas board without Gentry,
Ugh.
they're actually pretty crazy.
Wow, yeah.
We're missing McMillan. We're missing Genty. You know, pull up the edge position for me.
I will say
Love the
something. The
edge.
one guy that I would be like kind of afraid of if I'm like the Commanders or the Eagles here. And I'm not saying this is what you got to do. I'm just saying it would be kind of crazy to see CeeDee Lamb and Luther Burden on the same team.
Dude, that's the person I had in mind outside of actually, sorry, it's not edge. He's actually listed on here as a linebacker. I think I've seen before.
Oh, yeah, linebacker.
Jalen Walker. So I'm not saying this is the guy yet, but
Mm-hmm.
actually pull up the analysis for this guy, this pick too.
Okay.
I'm sure it's like 90% Genty.
Ashton Genty, yep.
Yeah.
Almost
Luther Burden.
40%.
And Luther Burden. Mike Green's been blowing up after the Senior Bowl, so
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Honestly, both those guys I think are great picks here. I love my boy Jalen. I think
Linebacker.
he's a stud, but I don't know. No, thinking Jerry Jones, old ass brain. I feel like is this wants to see them score points and die.
Yeah.
Give me Luther Burden.
Okay.
Luther Burden, brother.
I will say I was reading, and I need to send this to you guys later, but this advanced analysis on Luther Burden. He's got some pretty crazy stats just looking at the analytics, and I don't know. I think he's kind of slept on right now, and I
Oh,
think
100%.
a lot of people are going to regret that. So
Out of high school, he was a
a lot.
problem.
I'm low key starting to think he might be wide receiver one.
No,
I'm telling you, you might be on to something, brother.
really. I love Luther Burden.
I know there's a couple guys out there who have him wide receiver one, but yeah, it's just hard. He was on a bad team, so what can you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Seth, you're back, right? Or
No, that's you.
No,
I-
Cody. Cody's back.
Oh wait, yeah, you did.
Caleb's
You did.
four.
You did 49. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Cody,
right.
what do the Dolphins do here, man? A team that needs guard and tackle.
You already know where we're heading. We're going back.
Alabama.
We're
We're
going.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Tyler Booker. I'm sorry.
You said tackle.
Kelvin Banks, right?
Yeah. And
Kelvin Banky.
Go to guard.
Interior O-line.
Okay.
That's it
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. Oh, I see your boy right
They
there, buddy.
they got him ranked at 49 on PFF.
Mm-hmm.
What you
I
think?
didn't
You want me to
know
scroll
that.
down some?
No, just go ahead and give him Kelvin Banks. He's obviously probably the best tackle on the board, guard on the
Yeah.
board.
I mean, it
So,
makes sense. I feel like
it
they've been
makes-
trying to piece that line together for a while now.
They got to. The main objective needs to be protect Tua. If you protect Tua, you can win games.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
true, yeah.
That's very true.
Don't make him concussed.
No, please.
I mean,
Colts on the clock here, Seth.
Colts on the clock here.
It says they need tight end, edge, and DB.
DB. I mean, Malik right here, sitting here, just staring me
Malachi.
down. Malachi Malik. Yep.
Close enough. He's a problem, but they do have.
I like him too. He
you
is
got
good.
They do
Tyler
have.
Warren going here, 54%.
A
Yeah.
lot of people have Tyler
People-
Warren on here. I
people
think that's
want him.
definitely his most common draft spot right now.
Wow. I mean, honestly, they need a little bit of defense. I mean, I'm gonna go James Pierce.
You think
Give me
so?
James
check that out.
Piercy or Mike Green. Just seeing a Marshall guy on here is
Well, he's been blown up
He's been
recently at the
pretty
Senior
cracked.
Bowl. He's been looking
Yeah.
good. But the James Pierce guy today I sent to Caleb, he had some reports of like basically being a crash out. So I don't know.
so he needs to be on the Steelers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I pretty young or am I wrong here?
Yeah,
No.
he is young. James
he young?
Pierce, he's pretty young.
It doesn't tell you.
Doesn't tell us right here. Oh, there we go. 21.3.
Wow, yeah, he is young. 21.3. He's 3 months in to be
21.
91.
21 and a quarter.
He is a beast though. I'll say
He's-
that.
How old is your baby? 21 and a quarter.
21 and a
1.3.
quarter.
21 and a nickel.
So James Pierce goes to the Colts.
James Pierce on the
That'd be interesting
Colts.
because last year they did draft Leatu Latu as an edge out of UCLA. So they got two young edges on defense.
I mean, I feel like you can't go wrong with that.
Speaking of edge,
Yeah.
King
Speaking of edge,
Edgers.
so Falcons right
Whoa.
here definitely need to take a defensive player. Go to edge and linebacker if you could, sir. And
Pretty
I'm
good,
gonna make
sir.
this pretty
haven't
quick.
edged in a long
you
time.
know who you're looking at here?
I know I'm looking at. So every Falcons fan is either like a Georgia Bulldogs fan or maybe sometimes you get like people like me.
Yeah.
So they're all begging for us to pick a Georgia guy because we never do. And I think this is the year that we do. So give me Michael Williams out of Georgia.
Ooh,
Okay.
Wow.
Let's
dude,
see. Let's see
I'll
who they
say
think.
this. I think Michael is a high ceiling with a super low floor.
I know. I
I'll
agree,
take
brother.
Walker over him personally. I think he's a
Oh,
great.
I would take Jalen Walker over him too. It's just the thing is, I feel like as of late, I have seen that whether it's some guys have him like PFF, those guys that we watch, Caleb, I can't remember their names, but they're kind of lower on him. But guys that work for ESPN like Todd McShay or other guys, what's his name, Fields, they love what's his name? Michael Williams. They love him more than anybody other than Abdul Carter. So it's like you either see him getting the top two treatment or like he's more 6'7" on the edge list. And they, I don't really know. So it's like Falcons would totally get a guy that could be a bust right here, but I'm praying that, this Georgia thing works out once and for all, and we get a guy that, is just a hometown hero. So give me Michael Williams.
You saw what happened when we got our Pitt guy.
Yep.
He became a Super Bowl champion
For the Eagles.
for the Eagles. Yep.
Oh man. So who's on the clock now, Caleb?
That'd be Caleb with
That's
the
on me.
Cardinals.
Let's catch up on my end here. All right, Cardinals.
Guard,
And
tackle,
that defense
D-line.
is pretty cheeks too. I mean,
Cardinals are just weird.
show me
dude.
who's there for the guards and the tackles.
Tyler
Alright,
Booker's
alright.
up there.
Booker, yeah, I think.
Booker is still there.
He's the top guard.
Oh.
Is he the top guard of the draft?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Steelers need to
Yeah,
trade
but a lot
to
of
get
these
him.
tackles might end up playing guard too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like any
I feel like you
O-line.
kind of gotta go Booker here, to be honest with you. Yeah, give me Booker.
I feel like any O-line they can just get switched around.
Wasn't the
Or
coach
besides the
for
center.
the coach for the Cardinals was the OC for the Eagles when they won, or they went to that first Super Bowl with Hurts. Josh Gannon, or I can't remember, his name is Gannon, I'm pretty sure, but
Mhm.
they seem like a team that wants to run the ball. I know they have a weird situation
too.
with Kyler, but they would probably like a guard in this situation to kind of help run. What do they have? Trey Benson that they drafted last year. So I mean,
Trey Benson, James Conner.
they want to run the ball, I think. So that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So Cody's back with the Cincinnati Bengals on the clock, number
The
17.
The Bingies.
Go to wide receiver for me.
Alrighty.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. This is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
No,
problem.
don't give another
Mhm.
wide receiver to the Bengals, Cody.
So this means Higgins is out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come to this deal.
They just franchise tagged T. Higgins this week to probably trade him.
Higgins for Higgins.
Oh.
Higgins for Higgins.
Jaden Higgins?
Hold on.
Work with
Go
me.
go to defensive line.
Oh.
Mm.
I mean, this is a stacked
see.
D-line class.
Walter
Yeah.
Nolan is the main pick here.
He's really good. He's a plug and play guy. Same as
Yeah.
Kenneth Grant.
Go to guard real quick.
Yes, sir.
This is a fall off, I feel like, a guard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tackles and guards are going to be
Wow, Tate
Tate
Kyle
Ratledge from
Ladd
Georgia.
is the next guard up.
More of a second round kind of guy.
Yeah. All right.
Third round, maybe.
But it's like Caleb said, you can switch these tackles
Yeah.
to guards probably.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing that.
Okay. Alright.
Wait, how is Malachi Starks still sitting here too?
Still, if he's
And
still
think
sitting
about
here
it.
at 17,
Take away what they really need, Cody, because honestly, they lost Jesse Bates and they haven't been the same in the secondary.
That's
That's
bad.
exactly what I was thinking at
That's
first.
I think they're
true,
dog
wow.
shit. I don't care.
Their
what.
defense is pretty bad. They could live with Jamar Chase and what's his name, Andre Yosevas for a year.
their defense is actually awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like it was pitiful.
well,
Almost as bad as the Panthers. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
you know,
almost.
But you do you, Cody.
Almost.
all right. Give me Malachi Starks.
Alright.
I think it's a
I-
safe. That's a safe pick too.
If it's one of the picks, you gotta just take him. He's too good.
I'm
Yes.
saying I was wanting to go a little crazy.
What were
but
you
I
gonna
didn't.
do? What were you gonna do? Wide receiver, get a
I was going
Buka?
Luka.
I mean, that'd be filthy. But they need defense, man.
They do.
They need it,
They
and
do.
he's ranked number 6. I mean, he's a beast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
if
go.
he falls to 17, it's
Yeah.
baffling.
So Seth on the clock with the
Yeah,
Seattle
no.
With
Seahawks
the
here.
Seahawks,
A lot
little
of crazy
Jim,
drafts.
the little Jim Bob Seahawks here.
Little Bob Seahawks here.
They need linemen and they need defensive like edge and linebacker.
Lineman. Edge and linebacker. I mean, honestly, I'm probably
picks.
going Mike Green here. They got
Mhm.
Mikel
Michael
Meg-
Williams going,
John.
Shemar Stewart. I mean, I'm going Mike Green here. They need an edge.
lot of
Mike
people
Green.
sleeping
A lot
here.
of people had Mike Green going to the Falcons. What
Yeah.
I saw in the
I wouldn't be mad at
analysts.
that either, honestly. He's been good, so
No, that's a
Yeah.
good pick.
Give me Mike Green. Give me
you kind of blew up recently.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that.
Okay, so the Bucks on the clock here. Not a fan of the Bucks, but I guess I'll do what I would do if I'm the Bucks, which is going to be sell the franchise. No, I'm just kidding.
I like that.
So they do need edge and linebacker. They need DB. They're the same as the Bengals kind of in a way, so they could just use all the help they could get on defense. Even though they're not terrible, but they're kind of getting old. You know, Shaq Barrett and the boys. So let's go to the edges again. I think I know who I'm taking, but I just want to make sure there's nothing I'm missing here. So yeah, A&M's really loaded edge in this class. Kind of like Georgia. So I feel like it's really who the Bucks are gonna like better between these two. I don't really know if they have a preference. I feel like I'm gonna probably lean Shamar Stewart. He's a physical guy. I feel like he fits what they want to do with that Todd Bowles defense. So give me Shamar Stewart here.
I like it. Physical guy for a physical team.
Mm-hmm.
We got Caleb on the clock with the Broncos at 9 or 20.
Broncos. So this is my
give 'em-
favorite landing spot if
Yeah.
Monty ever did fall this far, which I
Ooh.
don't think he
Wow.
will. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
would
he'll
be
ever fall
awesome.
past 12, but if there's a world where he does, I think it's be nasty here. So right now in my mind, show me linebackers. I'm kind of Jalen Walker still here. Yeah. I'm still leaning Jalen Walker for them. Dude, if Starks fell this far, be a no-brainer.
I literally keep forgetting about
There's a
Jalen
guy
Walker.
here who I think is also worthy, and this is a reach.
Uh-oh.
Running back.
Running back? I know what you're doing here.
I
Dude,
mean, there's some
wait,
banger
come
running
combine time, this will not sound as crazy.
backs.
Dude, Caleb Johnson out of Iowa is the truth, man. I'm
He
telling you.
is. Yeah.
I don't think the fall off between him and Genty are far at all. And I think in
I agree.
a lot of other years, he will, pretty much every year, he could be a first round talent. So I think, I just hyped it up, but in my head, I'm like, damn, there's so many good running backs.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of good running backs, but there's also like you need somebody to pair next to Cortland Sutton in
Yeah.
that Broncos offense.
But is
You
there
want someone, and if Mbuka is still there,
is he still here? Yeah.
he's still here.
I
He's
mean,
right here. And if he doesn't go to the Broncos,
No,
I'm
I
taking
totally
him.
agree. I totally agree. But it's tough. Yeah. I had the same thought process.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Those are just three guys, all I would love to have if I was a Broncos fan.
Yeah. That's really
Yeah. I mean, with the running back depth, I feel like they could just tap someone in the second round. So I'm sticking to my gut. I'm going to Jalen Walker.
okay.
Good ball.
He's a beast, man.
He
Dude,
is.
I love that. Dude,
Linebacker.
he's the guy that if, Abdul Carter and Mason Graham are not there for the Panthers, I
Yeah.
would be in love with taking him for the Panthers.
So Seth, you might have gotten the guy that fell into your lap here.
Oh, I got him. That fell right into my little lap.
Whoa.
Give me a
Whoa.
Buka
Dude,
with
the
a little
fact that-
Justin Fields
Look,
Buckeye
man.
tradition.
That's the thing that I hate right there is that would be such a home run for you
Oh,
guys.
dude, I would actually cream in my
Because literally
pants.
you probably forget that you even drafted Roman Wilson at that point.
Dude, at that point, we might as well just trade him.
I mean, hey,
Just
he's
go
not
and
even
get
got no
him out.
value. He's just be your backup to the backup.
Or he's just a Hemi, and we
I
just
don't
don't
know.
know it yet.
I mean, if you do let's say he does pan out, you have Pickens as the guy, Agbuka could be also the guy, and then you have Roman Wilson for the future. That's three young wide
Wait,
receivers.
Is Ibuka, is he a crash out?
No, he's actually a really cool, level-headed guy. Good,
Damn.
good type of guy that you want in the locker room.
He's going to become
So
a
he's
trash
he's definitely gonna get traded because he's not a trash
He's not a
crash
crash
out.
out?
Yeah.
Damn.
But hey, dude, if we get oh man, if we get that, why do we need a QB? Tell me why it says we need a QB.
You need a
needs.
QB. You don't even have one on the roster.
What you mean? We got
You
Russ
don't.
and Justin.
They're not on. They're not on the roster.
They're gonna be one of them.
One
Yeah,
of them? Maybe.
one of them gonna be.
Maybe they're not on the roster now.
happy about
What if
that.
we traded them? What if we traded both of them to a team and
You
we
can't
got,
trade them if they're not on the
what
roster.
if we got Patty for them?
Who are you talking about right now, brother?
I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes.
No.
Take the
Okay.
Chargers.
This guy's
All right, my
smoking
bad,
something.
guys. All right, Cody, you're on the
Cody's
clock
on the
now.
Chargers 22.
Mm,
Chargers next to his boy McConkey.
go,
Mm.
go, you
One
got
of the best trades I've seen in a minute that
Let-
happened.
I hated that.
Ladarius.
Lease.
What? What did you say, Cody?
I said I love my boy Ladarius.
Darius.
That's crazy.
Ladarius.
Ladarius.
Bro,
What are you thinking here?
Darius.
You know what? Go to wide receiver for me.
It's
What?
gonna be nobody.
I ain't gonna be nobody.
Matthew Golden's nice, bro.
He is nice. He is nice. But it's like, is he they just have, I don't know.
No, I think they got pieces. Go to running back actually.
Oh,
Okay, now we're talking.
don't steal my pick, bro.
Bro, a running
Now
back
we're-
on that offense.
And this is the class to get a running back.
And
You need a running back.
they were a run heavy team last year, no?
And JK's a free agent.
Yeah.
You know what?
I like Scatabo and Judkins. I
We're
mean, but like,
yeah.
Who's
huh?
Dylan Sampson.
Dylan Sampson?
Give me Dylan Sampson.
Okay. Wait, let's see who
really?
they picked.
Colston
Colston Loveland.
Loveland, tight end from Michigan because Jim Harbaugh coached in Michigan.
Oh,
He
yeah.
coached him.
Mouth a little
That's
bit.
such a.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Dylan Sampson, that's a high spot to take him, in my
Hold on.
opinion.
Hold on.
Because you don't like Amari Hampton. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you haven't seen him enough.
No,
You
I.
think
That's what I was
Los
going.
Angeles would only have one football team left after that pick?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Dylan's good. I'm not saying he's
Yep.
bad.
he's the better player.
Who?
Omarion Hampton.
You think?
But
You want that?
It's what you would do. It's not what we would do. It's what you would do.
Yeah. Oh.
He just
Uh-oh.
froze. He just
Yeah.
froze. Oh gosh.
Oh,
He's lagging back in.
Starlink, man.
Oh no. I mean, let's talk about it before while he connects back.
I mean, dude, if I'm the Chargers, I'm definitely taking one of these running backs right here. There's no doubt in my mind.
Give me Omarion Hampton.
Okay.
Amari and Hampton.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would be a great pick for them.
I think it just makes sense because he's such a all around good back too.
No, he can catch, like he can do everything. Like he has great hands.
So for the Packers here, I know it's Hayden, you.
Yeah.
But
No, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be you.
huh?
Because it's gonna be you. We're going back to the normal order. You just got out of order because you're doing the Steelers, but you're after Cody.
Oh, okay.
You're back on this.
I bet. Well, what I was gonna say is, if I was the Packers here, would I make a pick that would mess up what the Vikings were trying to do?
Yeah. You would try to just take whoever
They were trying to take.
Yeah, if you like that guy, yeah.
I
who
mean,
do the Vikings want? They want probably a good running back too.
I'm letting you know.
Want a good running back, but I mean, they got Green Bay's got Joshy.
No, I'm saying like the Vikings don't. They need a running back after Aaron Jones, but
I don't feel like
the Packers don't need a running back, so that wouldn't make sense.
I'm letting you know. They're not taking a wide receiver. It's going to be or a lineman.
Yeah.
With who's left, no chance they're taking a wide receiver.
The Vikings, I mean, the Packers 100% need defense.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And they got Barron right here.
Yeah. And Jair Alexander's not going to probably come back.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So give me Barron right here, who's ranked number 9, the top 10 pick here at 23.
ADP is 27, so I feel like it's interesting. Like he's getting drafted later definitely than his rank.
But he's ranked number 9.
PFF's high on him. Yeah. He's good. I'm not gonna lie. He looked good in the playoffs when I watched Texas. So I mean, I like him. Vikings definitely want a running back. I am going to go back to the running backs, and I'm not taking Cam Scatabo. I just don't think he's a first round pick. I'm sorry. I will go though.
Is my pick?
No, I'm. Oh yeah, wait. No, I'm third. You're fourth.
Wait, this would be.
This is fourth.
Oh wait, yeah.
Y'all got confused because Seth went out of turn to get the Steelers a player, but we went back to the normal order.
Yeah, so now it's Hayden.
Yeah. My bad.
Texans.
So you're gonna be the Texans. So I'm gonna go actually running back, and I will take Caleb Johnson.
Exactly what I was gonna do.
Yep, I will take him.
Get him to him. Aaron Jones and Caleb Johnson.
So Texans 25. Caleb, what are you gonna do now?
So Texans, if they could get one of the better premier top 3 wide receivers, that's obviously where a lot of people think they probably would go. I like beefing up their O-line a little bit more. There's a guy in this draft I really like. I'm probably higher on than some other people. I see him already. My boy Gray Zabel. I think he'll be an excellent center. If he
okay.
comes to the
Okay.
league. Very smart player. I like what I see out of him.
I like that analysis,
Okay.
sir. Sucks. Cody, the Rams, what are they going to do here?
Ooh.
26. No Cooper Cup, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
But this is if none of that was on the table.
Yeah,
They
Just what would
got
you do
Matthew
right now?
Stafford. They got Cooper Cup
I
still.
mean, you gotta protect him. So give me the best tackle on the board. Give me him.
Mm,
Armand.
Armand.
Yeah,
Membo.
Mumbo Jumbo Armand.
Jumbo.
Jumbo Armand.
Christian Bo.
Yeah,
But
time to beef up. That O-line was a problem. They were.
Oh God.
beef it up.
The
The
Ravens, Seth.
Ravens.
What are you doing for your
Ew.
rival?
I mean, if I'm the Ravens here, I'm getting another wide receiver. Right? I mean,
Yeah,
maybe not.
maybe.
I mean, Golden's not bad.
Hey, you're restricted.
Restrepo's pretty good too, I will say.
Walter
Kenneth
Nolan.
Grant hanging around.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Kenneth Grant and Walter Nolan, man.
I mean, if they're there, you just get rid of Patrick
But
Queen. I mean,
They got a D
they
lineman.
got defense. Yeah.
Their defense is stout.
Just give me the wide receiver. Give me Golden.
That's not bad because they
I'll
need
take
a
Golden.
bigger kind of guy that can
Yeah.
stretch the field too. Which Rashad Bateman's a little
I mean,
inconsistent.
he's just getting a little old too.
He's not old. He's just kind of like he's running his course with them. Like
Yeah.
they might not get him back. So,
That's true.
but Lions here, 28. So clearly, I mean, they need a guy to kind of help out Hutch. Go back to the edge real quick. And linebacker, if you could pull that up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So center and guard, I know they need that as well. The thing is, though, I think they could kind of do some free agency moves to get center and guard, and I do think I'm going to go with Nick Scorton from Texas A&M to be the other edge alongside of Hutch. I like both the
Okay.
A&M edges, I really do.
Yeah, they're both studs, dude.
Yeah, they're problems.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back to Caleb at
On
the
the
for your
Commanders.
dad's team right here, number 29.
Yeah, so now let me pull up who is left for me at corner. I think
Corner?
this is a pretty big fall off here from
Yeah, a
Barron.
little bit. Benjamin Morrison's
I do like Benjamin
24.
Morris.
Yeah, no,
I
that
do
is
like Benjamin.
Let me see.
Benjamin, do you carry that Benjamin?
Show me the edge players that are remaining. Trying to think Washington. What else do they need? It's not this
Jack
Wide
Sawyer.
receiver? There's
wide
just not a lot of
receiver. I'm not. There's
receiver.
nobody. I'm trying to
Yeah.
reach on right here.
Restrepo. I don't know. Jack Beck is kind of good, but they could go. I guess they could go tackle.
I was gonna say,
So many D linemen here.
yeah. Honestly, let me show me who's here for the tackles, and I don't think there's anyone that convincing for me right now.
So just one guy that's been drafted in the first round here is Josh Connerly Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me yeah, just give me Benjamin from Notre Dame.
Okay.
Benjamin,
Yeah, I mean,
give me
look,
that
you got to
Benjamin.
play against AJ
Secondary.
Brown. You got to play against CeeDee Lamb. You know, Malik Neighbors. You got to go one-on-one against those guys every now and then.
Benjamin.
Dude, what
the
this
pendulum.
mock right here that we're doing is showing me in practice is there's a lot of teams who are trying to get that either a stud wide receiver early on, but there's a ton of teams in the back half trying to get that nice wide receiver too.
Yeah.
And their guys. And
The Bills could be one of them.
I think there's gonna be a couple guys going faster than people think.
Yeah. So Bills right here. This is going to be Cody again at 30.
Yeah, I already got my pick. Give me Walter Nolan from Ole Miss.
I
That's
like
it.
that.
And they
That's
need it.
nice.
They need a
Yeah.
big body. I mean, he's a great player. Dropping all the way to him is kind of crazy, and that's just a steal in my opinion.
I think the Bills and the Chiefs are both going to get some great D linemen to fall in their lap.
I
Exactly.
know. It's
I
like
mean,
someone to
Kenneth
drop him.
Grant right here for the
Jesus.
Chiefs. If that happens, I'm
That'd
gonna
be you,
end it
Seth.
all.
So I mean,
Yep.
it's your. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, that's it.
Kenneth
I
Yeah,
Grant.
mean, Kenneth Grant. I mean, if the Chiefs get him,
Hey,
I'm gonna lose my mind.
the
Randy.
problem. It's a Chris Jones replacement, honestly, for the future.
really.
So the Eagles here,
Eagles,
Super Bowl
final
champs.
pick.
I mean, it's like, what do they always do? They go with a Bama guy, they go with a Georgia guy. Usually Georgia's on defense, Bama's on offense, but this time gonna do Bama on defense. Give me Jahad Campbell to finish out the first round of the mock.
I think that's what if he
First round of the mock.
do.
I think he'll be so good next to N'Kobe Dean, dude.
Oh, they would fly around.
Nolan Smith, like that defense would be one of the best ever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah, I like
They-
that. We'll come back to
We'll
this.
revisit it. Yeah.
Well, that was fun. Appreciate
That was
everybody
good.
for walking or taking your time walking through all these picks with us. But yeah, anything that we're gonna look at right now and just say like, what did we do that was kind of crazy? Anything that comes.
Dude, those
to you
first
down?
10 picks are pretty crazy.
the first the first in a while.
I'm not gonna
The
lie,
first
like
10 picks are the juiciest.
I feel like the Genty to the Raiders is kind of crazy.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Dude, it could happen, but yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at all these guys that are missing out on beneath them. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I know. Like, there's
I'm
no
telling
way.
you, if I see Abdul Carter in a Panthers jersey,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be
yeah.
nothing.
He
I
said,
would be buzzing.
There's no way that he falls to 8, dude.
"Oh, dude, if we don't take the Warden, I'm gonna lose my mind,
The Warden is
The
such
Warden
a
is
sick
tough.
name,
It's
dude.
tough, man.
dude."
I love
I
that.
love that.
Well, let's look at I want to look just real quick, 10 through like 20. Go back, go scroll down a little. So out of these picks, I feel like we
Mason
kind of
Graham. God.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we kind of
That's a
got some
crazy one.
diamonds in the rough here.
There's
Like
gotta be, yeah, like at some point before 11, dude, even if you don't need that position, like you just gotta take a player of that caliber.
like Jalen Walker to 20 to the Broncos would be unbelievable, I feel like.
And
Oh,
then Buka to
absolutely.
the Steelers,
Shut
I
the
would
fuck up.
literally go crazy.
I'm
I
not
feel
gonna
like
lie,
it could
that's
happen,
so
though.
good.
Like I could see a Buka falling, but Jalen Walker,
Yeah,
I'd be lit, dude. If I'm pick 20, dude, even where was it? There was someone we picked in like the last few picks that I was like, dude, if they got this, I'd be hyped if I
like
was
Walter Nolan on the Bills
That's I'm telling
Walter
you.
Nolan. Yeah, no, that's a great, yeah.
and Kenneth Grant. I mean, that's crazy.
But I mean, every year there are these guys that spontaneously drop in the first round, and
Yeah.
like Philly's always grabbing the right guy.
We went like 5 straight defensive players to end the draft.
Yeah,
Since that's
Yeah,
how
we
easy,
did.
bro.
There's a lot of good defensive players, but yeah. So we'll revisit this. Go ahead.
How many players in the first round were even on offense?
That's what I was gonna say. It was very like first 15 heavy. We kind of went crazy though at the 20s because we had so many wide receivers and running backs go. We had 3 running backs in the first round, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that? I mean, is that over, under? Like, do you think 2.5 over would hit? I mean, I feel like
14
it's
players
close.
went. 14 offensive players.
okay, so we're close, but definitely leaning defense.
I
yeah.
think after these 3 running backs is a teardrop. I think Travion Henderson's probably my next guy up, and I think he's pretty close, but I do think these 3 have a pretty good leg above him.
Yeah.
hmm
I gotcha. Well, we'll talk about some other offseason stuff next week, and then we'll dive into the NBA more. But we'll talk about NBA MVPs and finals matchups that we'll revisit from our early predictions. But
Yeah, no, for sure. That'll be fun
good
to look
episode.
back on.
Yeah, good mock. Good having Caleb on here to talk through all that. But
Yes,
let us
sir.
know if you want to get back in it. I know you're busy being a
Please,
dad of
yeah.
2 boys, so
Yeah.
it's all
No,
right.
it'd be cool if we get like Jack, Braxton,
Yeah, we need
Caleb,
everybody.
Cody,
Yes.
everybody in here.
Well, for that
That'd be
second
lit.
mock especially, because
Yeah.
that'd be fun to trade with everybody too.
hmm
Oh, the trades are crazy.
I probably have
Yeah.
to probably
Wow.
drinking
Trade
a few
demon.
cold ones.
Yep. That's what I was doing.
I saw that. Is that Angry Orchard? What was that?
It's
Yeah.
to Cider Boy.
Us-
I knew it was cider or
Oh,
something.
dude, they're gas.
I gotta
Cody,
get.
Cody,
They're so good.
I wanted to break some bad news before we ended the pod, Cody.
Oh no.
No.
Bama is currently getting destroyed.
No.
Dude, they
Basketball?
were down 12-0 to start the game. It's 47-31, not even close to, it's like 4 minutes still in the
Who are y'all
first half.
Who are
playing?
y'all playing?
Number
Missouri.
15, Missouri on the road.
Oh,
Getting destroyed,
dude.
dude.
Y'all are going
Dude, we're
down.
SEC
We
is-
have like 3 guys hurt, but like it's still embarrassing.
We got to lock in.
It's embarrassing, man.
Yo, Arkansas upset today?
Did they?
No, I'm just saying it could
Oh.
happen.
I mean, I think they're playing right now. I don't know
Yeah.
if did it end yet? I don't know, but that would be crazy. I hope that Auburn does lose because Alabama needs all the help they can get to win the SEC. But Auburn's up by 5 with 3 minutes in the first. So
Close game.
Close game for sure. But yeah, Bama's screwed right now, dude.
No, we don't go.
No Arkansas upset, buddy.
Yeah, honestly,
Uh-uh.
Auburn and Duke are pretty much the clear 2 best teams. I can't lie.
No, that's easy.
I mean, maybe you could put Bama in if they're on like a heater.
A
streak,
heater,
but
We got
yeah.
2 on like a tier, and then
we
there's
just, yeah, we're like there with like, well, I don't know. Florida's pretty damn good. There's 2 right now, but
yeah, I would say it's Auburn and then Duke and then Bama and Florida, and that's like the 4 teams right there.
The
Yeah.
SEC just come out of nowhere.
I swear, bro.
They're crazy.
they really had. Kentucky won tonight by 21 against Vanderbilt. They're still in the mix.
No, Kentucky's good.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you for watching another episode of the Muffed Sports Show. I'm your host, Hayden Haynes. That's Caleb Miller, our guest of the week. Seth Killen and Cody Hart, as always.
Yes, sir.
Everybody have a good night. Stay safe.
My
We're
boys.
out.
Deuces. See you, boys.